Hey guys, J7Jace here, bringing you a video all about poaching. Now, in order to get some of the best equipment in Final Fantasy Tactics, like Ribbon and Chantage, you need to kill monsters with a physical or normal attack with the support ability Poach or Secret Hunt if you're familiar with the name on the PS1 version. It only costs 200 JP from the thief, and it can be worth your time. However, Luso is one of the best characters for poaching on the War of the Lions version since he has an innate poach ability and can equip with Night Swords. The Biblos also has a built-in poach, but I still find Luso and human units better poachers. I do believe there is another character who is the best at poaching, who I will reveal very shortly with my reasons. Before that, I do have some info and sort of like a Q&A with more facts on poaching that will hopefully clear up some questions. Now to answer some common ones that people may ask, when can you enter or access the Poacher's Den? Earliest is in Chapter 3 in any trade city, so Dorder, Wargelis, and Salgidos in Chapter 4, although you need someone with Poach equipped since the merchant turns you away if you don't. But even though you can't use the Poacher's Den in Chapter 1 and 2, you can still poach monsters, but it may not be worth your time quite yet. Next, can ranged attacks and Balthier's Barrage also work with Poach? And the answer is yes. If you haven't seen one of the earlier clips of him normally attacking with a bow, here is also a clip of him poaching with Barrage. Because of his range and devastating damage with Barrage, he gets my vote for being the best poacher. What about aim? Aim also works too, but honestly, you're better off with Balthier's Barrage and dual wielding with Luso to poach. Will throw work with poach as well? Unfortunately, no. Here's my ninja using poach with throw, and it doesn't work. Here are some interesting questions that I thought of, and I don't think anyone answered these before. Can Boko be poached in Chapter 1 when you face him as an enemy? He can't. Here is a clip of Ramza with poach, and it isn't possible. Big brain thinking by Square or Squaresoft, the real golden age of Final Fantasy games. Alright, time to get a bit more creative here. So what about attempting to poach Boko in the storyline battle in Chapter 2 if you decide not to save him? It isn't possible as we see here. Once we get Boko as an actual party member though, we are able to poach him. Now for rare and common poaches when it comes to monsters, I'm unsure of the RNG, but to increase your chances of getting a particular item, I recommend enticing that enemy or using rays and getting them to lay eggs and poaching the hatched monsters. I almost forgot this, but if you have a weapon with a chance on hit effect like Icebrand and its proc goes off to kill an enemy monster, you will not poach the target. Using a magic gun with poach works fine, so here's a clip as well. Before I get done with the video, I also want to give a few tips on a few battles where I recommend enticing some of the monsters since they're usually rare to encounter in random battles. In Chapter 2 before entering GOG, there is a chance for a pig that you can invite to your party. The pig isn't that special, but it can later lay eggs, which can hatch swine and wild boars, which can give you ribbons and chantages, which are some of the best equipment items in the entire game. Another battle that may be worth your time is the required battle in Chapter 3. As you leave Orban Monastery, you can invite over some Dark and King Behemoths in the mandatory Luso fight. They are very strong in combat, and their rare poach items can give you Artemis Bow from the King Behemoths and Stone Shooter Guns from the Dark Behemoths. If you missed the pigs in Chapter 2 or the behemoths in the Luso fight in Chapter 3 and want a battle where you can see behemoths and pigs, the Beowulf side quest is a great place to encounter these monsters. I hope this video cleared up some questions and gave you some interesting information on poaching monsters in Final Fantasy Tactics. Leave that like, a comment, and subscribe if you love Final Fantasy Tactics as much as I do, and I'll see you all next time for another video. I hope you have a great one.